Hello again, teachers. Aaron Whitehead here, and this time I wanted to bring you a lesson on how you can use Zoom to take attendance. Because if you're like me, you need to know which kids were there and which ones weren't, and so you want to be able to do that easily. And when you're doing the Zoom call, sometimes that can be kind of hard to do to keep track of. But Zoom actually has a feature that allows you to take attendance from the kids that were on the call. So let's jump in there. We're going to go to zoom.us, which is their web portal. And there's two parts of Zoom. There's the web portal, and then there's what I believe they call their client, which is like the app or the program that you have on your computer. Okay, so here we are at the web portal. We're going to log in. All right, so now once we're in on the Zoom account online, what we're going to do is go to Reports over here on the left. Click on that, and we have two options, Meeting or Usage. We want to look at the Usage report. So we pull this up, and I'm looking for my most recent call. Looks like this is it right here. And if I scroll over, I can see this is when I had my call, shows me the date and the time, and I had 13 participants. I want to click right here where it says Participants. Okay, so we do that, and now here we are. It actually gives us a report which we can export onto Excel if we want, but we can look and see here when the kids logged on, when they logged out, how many minutes they were on the call. So here's their name. That's me, obviously. And if they use an email address, it will actually show you what email address they used to log on. So you can see my first student here to log on was good old Emma. And maybe I've got some names on here of students that you might recognize. You might even have some of these kids in your class. So let's look at some of these kids. Maybe you can relate, like Emma, little too engaged. Okay, so she's always asking questions, that little Emma, God bless her. And then we have Always On to Move. Always On to Move. You can see he had trouble logging on. He was off, on, back and forth. That fits him perfectly. He's never sitting still, that kid. I had Sybil on here. Sibling in the back. So it's best to keep an eye on her screen because sometimes there's some trouble. And then I had Nate Kid Dad. And best not to look at his screen, if you know what I mean. We had Constance Ealing Shot. Never seems to get her camera right, that girl. Reconnecting. I had my student, this is a true story, student logs in as Reconnecting and didn't share their screen or start their video, and the teacher thought they were reconnecting the entire class. So these are inspired by real stories. And you'll also notice that when students log on to Zoom, they do have the ability to create whatever persona they would like in terms of their names. So you want to be careful of that. Get to know your students and know if they are actually who they say they are. All right, we have Tom Aniamutes. Tom Aniamutes. I can't ever get that kid to listen. He's always wanting to talk over me. Irma Have My Dog. Irma Have My Dog's always got to have her pet there in front of her. And then look who came in late. It's Johnny Cummins late. That's a pretty typical one. And then we've got Gordon B. leaving soon and Joey Box of Donuts. So those are our students who are in our class. And this is how we're going to use Zoom to take attendance. We can see when they came, when they left, how long they were there for, and so on. All right. I would love for you to take a moment and in the comments come up with some Zoom names for your students. What kind of personalities have you seen out there, okay? Don't tell me your real students' names. Tell me their personalities. I want to know what other characters are out there because, you know, we're a couple of weeks in here and we think we've seen them all, but I know these students are creative and they're going to come up with new ones, and we'll have to stay ahead of them. So thank you so much for watching. Hang in there, and we'll see you next time.